Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Hope y'all are doing well today. Welcome. I am Jackie, and I just wanted to talk about how we tend to run from ourselves, but we can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. We have, and I'm including myself in this as well. Um, it's like a lot of times we are dealing with things in our lives, these patterns, these habits, whether if it's dealing with certain type of people, allowing certain type of behaviors in our lives, whether if it's hanging out at certain places. Um, and I notice that we often avoid ourselves um, through dismissing someone if they tell us a truth about ourselves, or projecting our anger, our pain onto someone else, all the emotions or thoughts onto someone else. Um, and then we distract ourselves with people, social media, places, things, just to avoid dealing with our own selves. And I've had this conversation many times with different people over the years. And what I've noticed is that a lot of times that they will make excuses for the choices that they've made in their lives. They will point the finger at someone else or something else. But in the end, we're all responsible for ourselves and the choices and decisions that we make, positive or negative. I remember someone, an old friend of mine, we had a confrontation, and this person said, "Well, that's why everybody's leaving your life. That's why everybody's left my life." And I'm like, "No, I have removed people from my life. There's a difference. Now, in your life, in his case, people were actually leaving his life, not calling, avoiding him, and just not coming over and hanging out like they used to. That's just an example of projecting. I even knew another female that said, well, out looking for a job and then came home and said, well, I'm not going back. I'm like, why not? Well, because they had talking about a dress code and da da da. I was like, who goes to an interview in jeans? At least put on some slacks and a blouse. Like, seriously? That's the excuse you want to use? It's like we don't want to deal with ourselves. And a lot of times we do have blind spots, things that we just don't know about, and we don't even realize that it's affecting our lives in a negative way. Then there are times that we are aware of certain things, but we don't want to take accountability for it. Meaning, like for me, for instance, back in the day, it was like I was dating the same guy, just a different face, because the behaviors were the same. And then at some point, I said, okay, I'm just going to stop dating. I'm just going to take some time for myself and figure out what's really going on. And I, the common denominator was me. I kept choosing these type of men who was insecure and jealous and manipulative and controlling. And so once I got clear about my choices, the choices I had made, then I started to make better choices. But it's like you can run, try to run from yourself all you want, but you can't hide from yourself. You just can't. And at some point, you're going to have to realize that you are the common denominator in your life. That is you making these choices. It's you choosing to speak up or not to speak. It's you choosing to have someone in your life or not to. It's you choosing to allow disrespect or to be respected. Oftentimes, we just don't want to face ourselves because it's painful. But again, we can run, but eventually it's going to catch up to us. Now, I have done voluntary work to heal certain issues in my life. I've had blind spots that I wasn't even aware of. And then the times you try to just, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to think about it because that means I have to dig deeper. That means I have to really take the time out and work myself, work through the emotions of all of it. But when it's involuntarily, usually you're going to hit a wall. It's going to be a big, sturdy wall to kind of wake you up because that happened with me, to me, with my family. I didn't realize how oppressive um, the family dynamic really was. I mean, I was aware, but I didn't really understand how deep it went and how much it really affected me on a personal level, and how I had allowed so many things to just allow so many things to be in my life, behaviors into my life, and made excuses for that or for them because they were family. So for me, that was kind of a blind spot. But boy, did I hit the wall. I hit the wall. Like I was shaken to my core. And I realized that I couldn't continue on like this. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes it's a big pill to swallow. But it's like you can't keep running. Because even my higher self, the Holy Spirit, let me know that had I not hit that wall, I would have continued in the same way with the same patterns, allowing the same things into my life. But because I hit the wall, I learned to detach, I learned to heal from it, recognize what I had allowed all these years, and then I had to heal from it and make a decision not to allow certain things or certain people into my life anymore. So I couldn't run from it anymore. So the Holy Spirit, my higher self, the universe allowed me to hit that big, sturdy wall to wake me up. It's like, yeah, you can't keep going this way. But I had to take accountability for the things I had already allowed in my life. But that's what I'm saying. We can't keep running from ourselves. We just can't. Um, and we can't keep pointing the finger at everyone else. When it all comes down to it, we are the common denominator in our lives and what we have allowed into our lives and what we continue to allow in our lives. And why we continue to allow even, certain people, whether it be family, friends, or even colleagues, to treat us a certain way. Because that's another thing that I noticed. Not only was I allowed certain behaviors in my life with family, but also with friends, crossing boundaries, and also in the workplace. So it just doesn't affect one part of your life, it affects many parts of your life. So, yeah, you can run, but you can't hide. So, the sooner you stop running and stop hiding from yourself, the better off you're going to be. Okay? Anyway, that's all I wanted to share. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.